This is my current monitor setup. I got two 27-inch monitors, one from Dell, another one from Asus. We're gonna be upgrading them with Samsung 34-inch Odyssey G85SD QD-OLED curved gaming monitor. This monitor goes for $1,500, but right now Amazon has an amazing deal on it. It's 900 bucks. In this video, we're gonna do three things: unboxing, setup, and review. We're gonna plug it into my PC. I'm also gonna bring in PS5 and hook it up, and we'll also test it out on some movies. Since I got this package from Amazon puts it into this big ginormous box as an extra layer of protection, and inside we have another box which is where the monitor is located. We're gonna repeat the same process of opening this box and getting inside of it. As I'm unboxing this, I am super eager to take this thing out and set it up already. These are all the accessories that it comes with inside this box. The first thing that we have is the neck of the monitor, which appears to be a little bit different than other Odyssey models. Next, we have a base, which actually is pretty heavy. Then we have a monitor mount. If you wanna choose to mount your monitor, this is what you use. Next, we have a pretty heavy power brick. Let's go ahead and pop this open next. We have a charging cable, which plugs into your power brick. Next, we have mini to normal display port cable. We have a remote for smart TV features. And we have USB 3.0 extension cable. Next, we have a display port cable. And lastly, HDMI cable. Now let's go ahead and remove things off of the monitor. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this plastic. It does have a screen protection layer which we can peel from this side. We're gonna do that after we get that computer on the desk. We're gonna first start off by installing the base and a neck. Base already comes with the screws that you need for this. Go ahead and align the screws to where the neck holes are, just like this. This thing did not come with a screwdriver, so you're gonna have to find something around the house. Regular Phillips screwdriver does the job here. And let's test the base. All right, that looks good. Then you take your base and a neck, and then this thing perfectly aligns with that. And you should be able to hear a click sound. There we go, that's the click. Don't press it too hard, you might break the monitor. So go in first, then press it down, and it should fall right in. And after that, you are ready to start gaming. Man, take a look at this. That's a big monitor. I'm gonna first test this monitor with my PC. Currently, my CPU is AMD Ryzen 5800 Series 7 with 8-core processor. And for my graphics, I have NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. Yeah, I know it's not exactly the most ideal setup for something like this, but I'm getting an upgrade. I already got an AMD Ryzen 7009 series, upgrading the motherboard to DDR5. I'm upgrading the RAM and also the SSD of this PC and its cooling system. Currently, I'm waiting for those products to come in, but I'm going to still test this out on my current PC setup. Now let's go into the specifications of this monitor. It's got 30-inch screen diagonal measurement. It's got 3444 by 1440 resolution, which is higher than a standard 1440p. And the curved design is made for more immersive gaming experience. This is a high-quality plastic build. This also feels pretty steady. I will also say that this thing can fit on almost any desk setup. The monitor base is actually pretty compact, and there is a huge space between the base and this all the way up here, creating a huge room for you to put stuff around. This thing actually looks a lot like having a Mac, but something way better. And if you look at it from the side angle, you'll be able to see how thin this monitor is. It's super noticeable. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take off this protective screen. This is probably one of the most satisfying things to do when you buy a brand new monitor or some kind of a computer.
Press and hold the volume button.
I just got it connected, so you have access to all the streaming apps right here. You can access YouTube, you can browse the internet. There's everything in here. It's got inbuilt speakers. All the way up here, you have the game section. You can actually play video games right on the screen as well. I do like playing some Fortnite sometimes, and looking at the home screen here, the character is so defined. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this thing is crisp. Before launching the game, I did have to go into the settings and I had to set the display settings on an ultra wide view, because if you don't do that on every game, it does give you two black bars on the left and the right side, which can be annoying when you want to enjoy a full screen experience, but in a switch of a button, you're able to set that up. The next game I had to test this on was definitely Counter-Strike. I do love playing some Counter-Strike, and this thing does an amazing job just not only presenting you the details that you need to see, but you can actually see the enemies much better. The refresh rate on this monitor is 175 times per second, which provides smoother motion than the standard 60 or 144 displays. Not only that, but it's got 0.03 millisecond response time, ultra fast pixel transition speed, and that also reduces motion blur and ghosting in a fast moving scene. I don't know about you guys, but nowadays in attack times, that's a very important spec. The next game I was testing this monitor on was this new game that came out about a month ago, Marvel Rivals, and the graphics are astonishing. While we're here, one of the specs that this monitor has is called DisplayHDR True Black 400, and what that means is basically like Versa certification for HDR performance, and True Black indicates perfect black levels on a monitor, and 400 refers to peak brightness levels in the nits. Another important feature this monitor comes with is AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, which pretty much is adaptive sync technology, which eliminates screen tearing and ensures smooth gameplay. And Premium Pro adds HDR support. Many of you guys might not use this feature, but it also has an inbuilt streaming system. You can also access to the cloud gaming services, and it does have smart TV-like functionalities. And lastly, it's got a glare-free display, which pretty much is anti-reflective coating that reduces ambient light reflections and provides better visibility in bright rooms. So let's say if you're watching a YouTube video and then you make the YouTube video full screen, you're gonna see the two black bars on each side of your screen. And that's the one downside to it, but there is a solution to this. All you have to do is install an app, and then if you just click that, then you're gonna get an ultra wide view. What it does is it kind of zooms things in a little bit. This is a Chrome extension. It's called Zoom Video Ultra Wide Video. I also just jammed up a movie here just to test out the movie quality and how it displays everything. Everything looks pretty crisp. Also, I'm quite surprised how good the monitor voice is. I mean, I don't think you even need a speakers. I have speakers that have like high bass, but these speakers, they produce high quality volume. Maybe in the future, PlayStation will allow these kind of screen displays, but for now, this is what we can work with. Now, I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on this monitor. QLED technology that it has inside does provide perfect blacks and vibrant colors. Ultra-WQHD 3440 by 1440 resolution does offer sharp image quality. Also, let's not forget that 99% DCI-P3 color coverage does provide excellent color reproduction. The OLED glare-free technology, which we mentioned earlier, does reduce the reflections by 54%, which is huge. We also get 175 Hz of refresh rate, which delivers a smooth motion. 0.03% millisecond response time, which eliminates ghosting and blur. AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, which prevents screen tearing. I totally forgot to mention this earlier. It's got a low input lag of a 4 milliseconds delay between your input and a screen response, which is extremely fast reaction time for competitive gaming. Actions can feel more immediate and responsive rather than delayed. So this is pretty crucial for fast-paced games where a quick reaction matters. It also has built-in gaming hub for cloud gaming access. smart TV functionality with a Tizen OS, and OLED Safeguard, which protects from burn-in. And last thing that I will say is that ergonomic stand allows you to have a height adjustment, which is very useful. There is not a whole bunch of cons with this monitor, but there are few, and one of them being limited brightness in a SDR. And nits measures screen brightness. This thing is 250 nits, which is relatively dim for a modern displays, and it makes the screen harder to see in a bright rooms. The standard HDR displays typically offer 400 to 600 nits. It only comes with a 1-year warranty without a burn-in coverage. You gotta understand, OLED displays can experience permanent image retention. And because of that, most manufacturers do offer longer extended warranties like 3+ years. And lack of burn-in coverage means that you're not protected in case static images damage your screen. I've also noticed that color accuracy needs some calibration out of the box because factory color settings aren't perfectly accurate, and it does require manual adjustment. And it may show slightly incorrect colors until you actually calibrate it. And lastly, blacks do look a little bit of purplish in a bright environment. And it is my understanding that this is a common limitation of OLED display technology in general. So it's not a big deal because you can't really notice it unless you pay attention to it on a deep level. So here are my final thoughts on this. If you're a gamer looking for an ultra-wide premium gaming experience with a top-tier specs, then this monitor is a solid choice. Of course, as long as your budget allows it, because it is not the cheapest option on the market. But I think we pretty much covered everything about this monitor. If I did miss something, please do let me in a comment section below. And by now, I probably have way more experience with this monitor, and I'll be able to give you more feedback in a comment section. But for now, I'm out.